Ever find yourself, I don't know, maybe scrolling through Reddit late at night and you get sucked into that Rameth the asshole vortex?
Oh, absolutely. It's like a digital courtroom meets a public therapy session.
Right. And you just know deep down that some of these stories have got to be, well, a little embellished, but still, you can't look away.
There's that irresistible urge to weigh in, to be the judge, the jury, and maybe even the executioner, all from the comfort of your couch.
Exactly. And today we're doing a deep dive into 2 posts that really capture that perfect storm of family drama, financial pressure, and just a little bit of that, wait, did that really happen? Energy that keeps us coming back for more.
It's like a car crash, but for your social life.
Yeah.
You know you shouldn't stare, but you just can't help yourself.
Okay, so buckle up. Case number 1. Imagine you're 23, living the dream, or at least, trying to make rent in your 1-bedroom apartment, when suddenly...
Plot twist.
Your brother, his wife, and their 2 young kids show up on your doorstep. Evicted.
Oh, boy. That's a tight squeeze, even with the best of intentions.
Right. And to her credit, she offers to help financially, maybe a short-term rental, a hotel, something to get them back on their feet.
Which on the surface seems incredibly generous.
Totally. But, and this is where things take a turn, they refuse. Flat out refuse the offer. They want to move in. With family.
Ah, yes. The classic family comes first, no matter the cost to your sanity approach.
And the comment section, let's just say they had a field day with that one.
Oh, I bet. People picturing a 1-bedroom apartment overrun with toddlers, probably using cereal boxes as furniture.
Pretty much. The whole free childcare angle came up a lot, with commenters questioning if this was less about a housing crisis and more about, well, finding a free babysitter.
And, we're only getting one side of the story here, but it does raise those red flags about potential dependency and a lack of boundaries.
Big time. But even if we set aside the potential family drama for a second, there's a whole other layer of complication here. Her lease. Apparently, it explicitly forbids that many people living in the apartment.
Uh-oh. Now we're not just talking about family squabbles, we're talking potential legal trouble.
Exactly. Eviction notices, fines, the works. Some commenters even brought up occupancy limits and fire codes, painting a pretty grim picture of the potential consequences.
And suddenly, it's not just her living situation on the line, but potentially her brother's family's safety as well.
Right. Talk about pressure. But as if navigating a potential eviction notice wasn't enough, she's also dealing with the wrath of other family members.
What do I know? The in-laws.
Worse, her parents. But apparently they're giving her the whole family sticks together, you should be helping guilt trip, accusing her of being selfish for not immediately offering up her already tiny apartment.
The classic guilt trip. It's like a family heirloom, passed down from generation to generation.
And the comment section, well, they were quick to point out the hypocrisy of it all. Like, if the parents are so concerned, why aren't they offering to take in their son, his wife, and their grandkids?
Right. It's easy to preach family unity when you're not the one giving up your bedroom.
Exactly. And some commenters even picked up on this weird golden child vibe, speculating that maybe this brother had a history of, shall we say, not exactly pulling his own weight.
It is fascinating how these seemingly isolated incidents can reveal these deeper, sometimes unspoken dynamics within a family.
Speaking of complicated family dynamics, our next case takes us from the battleground of limited square footage to, well, the even more treacherous terrain of birthday meltdowns.
Yeah, the kind of meltdown that only a 10-year-old who didn't get their way can deliver.
Exactly. So we've got a dad probably feeling pretty proud of himself for putting together a birthday party, cake, the whole 9 yards.
Setting the scene for disaster.
Right. And he watches as his daughter, all excited, starts opening her presents, and then the mood shifts. Instead of squeals of delight, we get tears, a full-on tantrum, and the declaration heard around the world. These presents are trash.
Oof. I can feel the secondhand embarrassment already.
And the reason for this dramatic display of ingratitude, she didn't get the one gift she desperately wanted, an iPhone 16.
Ah, the classic tale of wants versus needs, amplified by the pressure cooker of social media and the I need it now generation.
And the comment section. Let's just say it became a parenting advice free-for-all.
Oh, I can imagine. You've got the tough love camp, the spoiled brat brigade, and everyone in between offering their 2 cents on how to handle this pint-sized diva.
Pretty much. Some were all about laying down the law, confiscating the trash presents as a lesson in gratitude.
Which, depending on your parenting style, can either seem like a stroke of genius or a recipe for disaster.
Right. Then you've got the other side, questioning if such a harsh punishment is really effective, especially for a 10-year-old. They're worried about the potential psychological impact, damaging her self-esteem or creating resentment.
It's that age-old debate. Is it better to teach through discipline or understanding?
And of course, the age of the daughter adds another layer of complexity here. 10 is such a transitional age. They're on the bit of adolescence, dealing with hormones, social pressure, the works.
So maybe, just maybe, this iPhone obsession wasn't just about the phone itself. Maybe it was about something deeper, fitting in with her peers, navigating that social hierarchy that can feel so all-consuming at that age.
Exactly. And some commenters even picked up on this, suggesting that her behavior might be a cry for attention or a sign of underlying emotional issues. It's easy to label a kid as spoiled or entitled, but sometimes those behaviors are masking something else entirely.
Absolutely. It's a good reminder that kids, especially at that age, aren't always equipped to articulate their feelings in healthy ways. So their emotions come out sideways, disguised as a tantrum over the latest gadget.
Now, adding fuel to the fire, the dad mentions in his post that his wife tends to be more lenient with their daughter than their son.
Ooh, interesting. A potential double standard in the parenting department.
Right. And suddenly the comment section is buzzing with talk about gender roles, unconscious bias, and how even with the best intentions, we might be perpetuating those old boys will be boys and girls should be sugar and spice stereotypes.
It's a reminder that even in this day and age, those ingrained biases can sneak up on us, influencing our parenting styles in ways we might not even realize.
It's like we're all carrying around these invisible backpacks filled with societal expectations and family baggage.
And sometimes we accidentally unpack that baggage onto our kids without even realizing it.
Exactly. But even with all the drama, the conflicting opinions, the occasional facepalm moment, there's something about these Ramuthi asshole deep dives that keeps us coming back for more, right?
Oh, absolutely. They're like a guilty pleasure. A glimpse into the sometimes messy, often hilarious, always relatable realities of family life.
And it's funny, even when I strongly disagree with someone's parenting style or relationship choices, there's still this part of me that's like, well, at least I'm not alone in this crazy circus.
It's that sense of shared humanity, right? We all have those moments where we're just like, did I really just say that? Or please tell me someone else has been there.
Exactly. And I think that's what makes these Ramuthi asshole deep dives so fascinating. It's like holding up a mirror to those messy, complicated parts of ourselves that we don't always like to admit exist.
Like a collective sigh of relief or reminder that we're all just figuring things out as we go.
Totally. And that even the most seemingly perfect families have their quirks, their disagreements, their moments of, oh my God, what are we doing?
It's reassuring, in a weird way, to know that everyone's got a little bit of dysfunction going on.
Right. Like maybe my family's not so weird after all.
Maybe just uniquely dysfunctional.
Exactly. But, beyond the entertainment factor, I think there's a real value in these conversations, even the ones that make us want to scream at our phones. They force us to confront different perspectives, challenge our own assumptions.
Absolutely. It's easy to get caught in our own echo chambers, surrounded by people who agree with us.
Yeah.
But these online forums, they thrust us into these uncomfortable, thought-provoking debates that can actually help us grow, as individuals and as a society.
It's like social emotional boot camp.
Right. You come out the other side a little bruised, maybe, but hopefully a little wiser too.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of Ramuthi asshole, what are some key takeaways we can carry with us? What have we learned from these tales of family drama, questionable life choices, and the occasional internet pile-on?
For me, it's that reminder to approach these situations both online and in our own lives with a healthy dose of empathy and humility.
It's so easy to judge, especially when we're looking at someone else's messy laundry list of problems, but we've all got our stuff, right?
Absolutely. And chances are we've all been the a-hole in someone else's story at some point.
Totally. It's about recognizing that we're all just doing the best we can with the tools we have. And sometimes those tools are a little rusty,
A little duct tape and a prayer.
Exactly. But even with all the messiness, the disagreements, the occasional urge to throw our phones across the room, there's something inherently human about these stories, right? They remind us that we're not alone in our struggles, our insecurities, our moments of, what the heck was I thinking?
It's a powerful reminder that connection and empathy, they're not just buzzwords. They're essential ingredients for navigating this crazy thing called life.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So until next time, keep those hearts open, those minds curious, and remember, sometimes the most insightful answers are the ones we discover by listening to each other, even when it's hard. Happy diving, everyone.